One of the really useful things about Twitter is the ability to have conversations around particular topics. And the way this is done is using something called hashtags. I'm going to show you how useful it can be, how you can find conversations that are interesting to you, but how you can also host a conversation around a topic, maybe for a class or having a guest speaker in or something along those lines. So, if you go on Twitter, you'll often see in people's posts the number sign with a word beside it. You'll see it here and here. You see another one that's the same over here. This is called hashtag, and hashtags are basically the way that people categorize information on Twitter. As you probably are aware, Twitter is a pretty noisy place. There's a lot going on, a lot of people posting about a lot of different topics. So the hashtags kind of help to provide some context to that. If I click on one of these, I'm going to click on this one here, it simply does a search. It pops the hashtag into the search window and does a search of all of Twitter, and anytime it finds this give heart hashtag, it's going to display the post. So we can see here that what's actually happening with this tag is that it's a conversation that people are having around a telethon that happens to be going on today. Another hashtag that you may be interested in if you're a teacher is the EdChat hashtag. So if I was to search on EdChat, what I'm going to find is a conversation that's going on with teachers from all over the world about, at all different levels, about education, technology, training, learning, and that sort of thing. So you can follow this hashtag, you can find information, you can look at various different things. The other thing that the EdChat hashtag has is a regular set time to do their chats. So in addition to people posting to the EdChat hashtag on an ongoing basis, they also have two times, Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where they actually have an organized chat. So there might be questions and answers, and basically you have teachers chiming in from all over the world on various different subject matters. The host of the chat is named Tom Whitby, and so he basically moderates or facilitates the chat. So he's in there and he's responding to people, he's asking the questions and sort of carrying the chat through. It's a really, really interesting thing if you get a chance to check it out. So if you wanted to have your own Twitter chat, there'd be lots of reasons why you might want to do that. You could have a hashtag that's set up for your class, and then your class just posts to that hashtag whenever they want to discuss anything that's going on in the class. You may have a set time for a chat. Say you have a guest speaker that maybe can't come into the class personally, but you could do a chat on Twitter where students are asking them questions and they're responding. So there's a few steps that you'll want to take to be able to set this up. It's pretty straightforward. So the first thing you want to do is choose a hashtag. Now you have to be careful here because you want to make sure that you choose a hashtag that isn't already being used by other people so it doesn't get confusing. So what you're going to have to do is go back to Twitter and do a few searches to find a hashtag that isn't already being used and that's unique, that's going to be representative of the subject matter of what you're teaching. The second thing you want to do is make sure you publicize that hashtag. So you would send a note out to your students or to anybody you wanted to participate in the chat and let them know when your chat is happening and that they need to use the hashtag that you've set up in order to be able to fall into the stream of the chat. You definitely want to set a time for your chat, so let people know when the chat's going to take place. Usually a half an hour or so is a good amount of time. If you have a lot of people participating, you may want to do it for an hour. Make sure you set up questions and things in advance so that you can have some some conversation material at the ready for people so that you can ask questions and sort of start the conversation and get it going. Obviously, you want everybody to log in at whatever that selected time is. And one thing to remember, if you're dealing with people from around the world or across the country, make sure that they understand the time zone that you're publicizing so that they can adapt if they need to. And then, of course, once the conversation gets going, you'll find that it flows pretty quickly. And what you'll want to do is, when you're in here, you'll see that Twitter automatically refreshes for you, so you'll see as new posts come up, you can just click and you'll see all of the new posts that come available. And then basically you can just follow along and you can talk to people and you can reply. Sometimes a good thing when you're hosting a chat too is to retweet important posts. So if somebody makes a really good point, make sure you retweet that so that everybody gets a chance to see it if they don't see it the first time that it comes up in the stream. So be sure to monitor, be sure to respond. Remember, you're the facilitator of the conversation, and what you'll find is that it can be a really dynamic kind of event. It can happen very quickly. There can be a lot going on, but you'll definitely get some value out of it. And having that kind of multi-way conversation can be really, really valuable and a really great way to engage your students. So give it a try.